Hey everyone, it's Danny Wabbit here, and today I'm going to show you a quick and effective way I go about building the grooves in my track. Let's jump right into Ableton. I've already got a kick set up here, a bass line, and some hat elements. Let's go ahead and play that. Alright, so what we want to do is kind of build some more groove layers and some other things on top, all related to groove, of course. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find some different sounding samples, like things related to electro, drum and bass, hip-hop, and also some electronic music and techno loops that we can resample and get something interesting out of. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick some loops at random. So I like this one. I'm going to drop this in my audio track here, which I have a compressor on. You want to have a compressor on all of these just so you don't have any issues with your kick pushing through. So let's go ahead and find another sample. Unlike this one, I'm gonna go and drop one from another sample pack, like this, and like this. I'm gonna drop this here, and we're gonna start with the first sound. First thing I'm gonna do is bring it to the start of the sample, 1/16. We drop it to 1.3. We have a groove on our groove pool, so we want to make sure that that is switched on our audio file, and we're just going to start kind of warping this to where we want it to be. So let's just play it for now. So I could keep it like this, but I want to try something else. Let's try. Maybe do something like, let's undo that. I'll set the warp point there. We're gonna go into the transients, yeah, shorten that. Yeah, I like that, so we can already have like one layer here. Let's listen with the kick and bass. Cool, now we can move on to our second one. Again, same thing. And I'm just going to open it up like this, set my warp points, and start going a little crazy with it. So let's play this one out now, solo this again. Make sure our groove is on. Adjust the volume. Second, have a listen with the kick and bass. And we have this completely new rhythmic aspect just from mixing up some two random loops, right? And you just want to get creative with it. It's fine to just take the sample and drop it in and, you know, cut down the decay and just kind of fit it in, but it defeats the purpose of, I think, being creative and getting crazy with the samples. So let's add this one in now. Bring down the decay, pitch it up. Let's try something like, yeah, I like that. And then let's introduce everything again. Pay attention to how every layer is cohesive with one another, and it's just all flowing as one unit rather than different sounds and different places. And the key to that is always to make sure to mix in and to cut down on the decay, just so you have everything sounding as one unit. And the other thing I would say to just keep in mind is that since we're using loops and they have already a bunch of sounds within them, you want to pick the one that you want to be most dominant within the spectrum, right? So in this case, I have this one the loudest to give the groove I have built with this one, and everything else is just kind of layered. So let's just add in that last sound and solo this out. So again, 1.3. I have the swing on, bring down the decay. Maybe do. Let's have a listen to that. Let's bring it down a bit. Alright, and then play it with everything else. Perfect. And we can just make it a bit more complex by adding a few other groove elements, which I can show you guys a quick way to achieve that, and that is by using this Max for Live sequencer called Sting. Right, it's an acid pattern generator. And the next thing we're going to do is go into a drum rack, drop in an empty drum rack, and I just want some nice one-shots. So I'm just going to search for some nice conga one-shots. Let's go ahead and get these, drop them in, and then let's grab these and drop them in as well. The length also determines how long the pattern is. So I would say anything between like 8 and 16 is good for something spaced out like this. So let's hit random. So I could play with the rest of the track. I'm gonna hit random again. You can increase the density. Bring it down. And then I could just, after I'm done picking the pattern I want, I could just record it as an audio and then duplicate this and add another layer on top. If we were to do it without getting the audio, we could do something like have this at random, and let's solo these two out. So we have, and yeah. Let's listen with the rest of the track. Yeah, and you can just keep adding and adding until you're satisfied with the overall groove on the track. And yeah, that's the easiest and quickest way I go about getting most of the grooves I use in my tracks. If you want to know more about my workflow and how I created 2 tracks from scratch, check my masterclass on SINEE.